This is the Maiden of Finland in a storm. The book she is holding has the Latin word lex in it. That means law. Two-headed eagle is trying to take this book away from her. Double-headed eagle is an ancient Mesopotamian symbol that was later known as heraldic symbol for Byzantine Empire, Holy Roman Empire, and of course, in this case, the Russian Empire. Eagle is a very vicious beast, and a two-headed eagle is an interesting oxymoron, because eagle hatchlings usually eat their siblings in the nest. So in nature, two-headed eagle would perish in murder-suicide very early in its life cycle. Fitting symbol for empires that are built to self-destruct. Where does this Finnish law book come from? It comes from Alexander the First, who had the God-given right to hand it to the Finnish people. Alexander the First gave Finland autonomy. Finland became a Russian Grand Duchy that had its own constitution, money, army, church, senate, and so on. It was a prosperous time where many Golden Age painters originate from. Finland was a loyal servant to the Russian Empire for almost 100 years. If someone asked a peasant if Finland should become independent, he would say, sure, if the Tsar will pay for it. So what happened? Paranoia is an important part of Russian culture. In the end of 19th century, it was seen necessary to turn the population under Russian Empire to Russians. Alexander III decided to reverse the decision of the previous Tsar. Law is broken and dictatorship takes power. Finland will be made into Russian. It is existential crisis to the Swedish-speaking nobility, but the peasants are still very ignorant that they can be demographically wiped out in their own country. It is the notion that Finns must serve in the Russian army that wakes up the lower class. The burden of war machine is intolerable to the peasants. Officials that used to speak Sweden and now speak Russian is not an important change for them. But farmers don't want to spend away from the harvest in some faraway land where there was once a loyal territory of Russian Empire. Now there was terrorism, strikes, and a try for independence. A good lesson about how to change soft power to hard power and the cost of this change. This painting became popular and illegal contraband during Russification. Archaical tyrannical laws became rampant. During the dictatorship, one food store in Helsinki had red and yellow apples in their window. Local law enforcement ordered the storekeeper to remove the apples because red and yellow are symbols of Finnish heraldic lion. For artists, this situation flamed their nationalism. Now they needed to educate the peasants about the concept of nation. Can you imagine that artists at this time were worried how Finnish population and culture was being replaced, and they were all strong nationalists for free speech? O tempora, o mores.